George Haynes, who's here from Santa Anita Park. He's the Vice President and General Manager.
Our tradition continues at Santa Anita with our 75th anniversary, and this whole season's dedicated to it. We know we are part of history and to protect this great facility, but it's also the people that work here and come here and enjoy the sport that really make it special. So thank you so much for honoring us with this plaque, and we'll do our best to continue it on for another 75 years.
Mayor John Wu.
I think this is a great day for the city of Arcadia. It has been a great partnership between the Santa Anita Park and the city of Arcadia. It is a great place and it's a historical landmark, and Arcadia is so proud to have Santa Anita Park in our city.
LA County Supervisor Michael Antonovich.
Two proclamations, one to Santa Anita on their 75th anniversary, and they look well for 75.
Carol Libby, she's the Vice President of the Historical Society.
And Scott for keeping history alive, and very, very important.
Santa Anita Park opened exactly 75 years ago yesterday, on Christmas Day in 1934. Since that day, Santa Anita Park has been considered one of the most beautiful and finest horse race tracks in the world. When California lifted its racing ban in 1933, it was Charles H. Doc Strube who obtained the first license from the California Horse Racing Board, and he was the visionary who created the current Santa Anita Park. It was Strube's Santa Anita that introduced such innovations that have become commonplace in horse racing now, such as the photo finish. Of course, Santa Anita has since become closely associated with some of racing's most famous horses and jockeys, but there's far more to Santa Anita than horse racing. From opening day, Hollywood has been drawn to Santa Anita. Stars from Clark Gable to Kevin Costner have enjoyed many days at the track, which has also been a favorite location for movies and TV shows. The lengthy list runs from Charlie Chan at the racetrack in 1936 and the Marx Brothers A Day at the Races in 1937, through the Oscar-nominated Seabiscuit and last month's entire episode of 90210 that was filmed right here. You'll recognize the gates over here as the Wally World theme park entrance for Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation. And Johnny Depp was even here earlier this year filming a scene for Public Enemies. For nearly 3 years during World War II, Santa Anita provided a vital role in the war effort. The U.S. government took control of Santa Anita, and racing was suspended from 1942 to 1944. During most of that time, the military converted the facility into Camp Santa Anita, one of the largest Army Ordnance Training Centers in the West. As many as 18,000 soldiers went through classes every 4 months. For the first 7 months, shortly after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the facility was used as an assembly center for as many as 22,000 Americans of Japanese ancestry to be processed and sent to camps elsewhere around the country. Near the end of the war, as the troops left, the government briefly used the facility to house German prisoners of war. Throughout this entire time, despite losing out on horse racing wagers, Strube and his team headed up fundraising drives that raised more than $4 million to run the housing service for soldiers and sailors. More than 4 decades later, the track was the showcase venue for the equestrian events of the Olympics. More than 232,000 people attended Santa Anita during those 9 days of competition. His Royal Highness Prince Philip of Britain called it by far the most rewarding of all 5 Olympics games he participated in. But for Arcadians, perhaps the best thing about the track has been the contributions made to the community and the exemplary citizenship of Santa Anita Park owners and managers. Santa Anita has donated many millions of dollars and supports organizations and most of Arcadia's civic buildings in the late 1900s and 2000s, such as fire stations, city council chambers, Arcadia Public Library, and much of the police station were funded largely by tens of millions of dollars of revenue from Santa Anita. And since 2000, Santa Anita has provided a picturesque and memorable venue for Arcadia High School graduation ceremonies. It's for all these reasons that the Arcadia Historical Society is proud to dedicate this historical marker on the 75th anniversary of the opening of Santa Anita Park.